Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. Today I'm finally recording a much requested on TikTok budgeting video on how I budget my salary every month. I've always been a bit nervous to share how much I earn online. I don't really know why, other than the general taboo about talking about our finances. I think there is also a fear of judgment and a bit of ego involved. I don't want to be judged either way, either by people saying that I'm frivolous and I make enough money and I shouldn't ever be coming into the problems that I have had in the past, or people that are I'm not making enough for how old I am. But lots of people of TikTok have asked me to share how much I earn. Some people have been I don't know if you don't want to, but I know that some people are considering going into similar fields to me, and they said that it would be really helpful if I shared how much I was earning at what stage in my career. Disclaimer, obviously this is in no way trying to brag. I'm really nervous to share this, as you can probably hear in my voice. But I am currently training to be an accountant, a management accountant. I'm 3 exams off qualifying for SEMA. Now, if you Google SEMA qualified jobs, you will see that qualified salaries start at around 50 to 55k. I just started my new job back in March and I'm currently on 40k. Once I qualify, that will definitely go up to, I would say, at least 50 because that is the going rate for SEMA qualified professionals. So just a brief history of my earnings at different stages. When I first graduated from my first degree, which was just in maths, I went to a very average university, and I was working an admin-y type job for around, I think, 25k. Then I went back to uni and did my master's in finance and investment, and after I finished that, my first job was on around 28k, I believe. I really did not enjoy that job. I was about to be promoted to 35k when I decided to take a pay cut and leave. So I went from 28 down to 25 right as COVID kicked off. Both of those roles were finance assistant roles. So I was 28, about to jump to 35, and then I took a pay cut down to 25 because honestly it was not worth my mental health to stay in that other place, and I do not regret it one bit. I stayed in the 25k job for a while as I started doing my SEMA exams, and I negotiated my salary up to 30. And then from that job, I jumped to where I am now, where I am now an assistant management accountant on 40k a year. I think for my age, I earn a very average amount for a Londoner that's 30, that's been to uni. I have friends who are on similar salaries to me, 3 of my friends, one of them's on 40, one of them's on 2.5 grand more than me, one of them's on 2.5 grand less. We all kind of went through similar, didn't really know what we wanted to do, went back and did a second degree type thing, whereas some of my friends who went to Russell Group unis, went straight into the workforce, are now on over 100k. And then I have friends that are still doing degrees that are on 19k. So for me, I think if anything, I'm earning slightly less than the average 30-year-old in London, because I know that if I'd gone into sales straight off the bat, I would definitely be on more than 40k now. But I don't regret any of my decisions, and I know that my salary is going to increase quite a lot over the next few years. So now I'm going to show you what that equates to in take-home monthly salary and how I budget my money. So I've just got my laptop here and I've opened up my budget. It's a very basic Excel budget. I'm not claiming to be an expert, and I have seen much nicer spreadsheets online, but this is just the one that I use. So as I said, I did do 2 degrees, so I have quite a lot of student loans. So by the time everything's paid for my 40 grand salary, I take home £2,230 a month. I have this tab called sample month, which is where, when I was applying for jobs and stuff, I was planning out how much the salary would be and how I would split it. So I've updated it now with the figures that I'm actually earning, because I did estimate that I was going to take home more, even after using the take-home pay calculators online. The take-home pay calculators said I was going to take home 2,400, and I ended up taking home 2,230. I would also like to say that I normally have a second job and side hustles and stuff, so the last 2 months are the only times that I actually haven't been earning anything on the side for a while. Anyway, so here's how I break down the 2,230. My rent is £1,500 at the place that I live, and I pay £900 into the joint account every month, and that covers my share of the bills as well. In an ideal world, I am aiming to give myself £500 every month on my Monzo for all my spending, transport charges, everything like that. My phone is £70 a month. I pay £12 a month for Canva, and I pay £16 a month for Netflix. My boyfriend pays for Spotify, my mum has Amazon Prime. We each pay for a subscription and kind of share them all. The way I've set up this spreadsheet is very easy. It's the left column is is in. So if I made extra money on eBay, for example, I can always add in extra money, and the right column is out. And this is just a very basic formula that adds everything from the in column and minuses everything from the out column, and you can see the values going down. So once I've paid my bill and my living money, I'm left with about £732, and this is how I ideally would split that. So my aim is to put £200 a month in my Help to Buy ISA. That's the maximum you can put in every month. £100 in my sinking and emergency fund. This I haven't been doing at all, but this is like something, this is my ideal month. This is something I want to implement. And then the remaining £400 into additional house savings. When I was putting together my budget, I did Google how much should I be saving, and a really common method that comes up is the 50-30-20 method, which is where you spend 50% of your money on your needs, 30% on your wants, and 20% on savings. So in my previous job, I was clearing, I think 1,710 probably, which is why I put that figure in. And this was the breakdown that I gave myself. So for the new 2-2-30, it comes out at about £1,100 for your needs, almost £700 for wants, and 446 for saving. So I am saving £700. So I do think I've like beefed that up slightly, but that's like a good general rule if you're like first getting into budgeting and you just have no idea how much you should be saving. So moving on to what actually happens in my first tab is where I put up-to-date information every month. I update this every month of what's actually going on. So I was just paid on the 20th of August. I was paid 2228. I still had a big sum on my credit card from my big trip to America. The car rental place would only take credit cards, and I charged like £2 to my credit card. So I made a big payment last month, a big payment this month, and then I spent a little bit more on my credit card. So next month I have to pay £240, and then it will finally be clear from my holiday and we'll be back to the ideal month. But anyway, this month I did have a big credit card payment, which meant that nothing went in my savings. In my opinion, it's not worth it to be saving money when I'm paying interest on borrowed money. So obviously I aim to clear the credit card as soon as possible, and it will be cleared again by next month. I say again because I have cleared this credit card before, but I took it to America because I kind of needed to, but I think I did spend too much on it because the temptation was just there. Anyway, so for September, I've only put £800 in the joint account. There was a bit of a buffer left there, so that should be fine. I've only got £200 on my Monzo, which you will know if you've come over from my TikTok. I'm doing like an extreme budget challenge over there. I'll leave the link to my TikTok down below so you can see how I'm trying to survive on £200 for this month. I do aim to make some extra money on Vinted or eBay. So yeah, follow me on TikTok to find out how that goes. As the money comes in and out, I kind of highlight the squares green just so that if I check my bank account during the month, I can see what I expect to still come out. Like, oh, I still need to have at least £100 in my bank account, so I can check that and just keep an eye on things. So yeah, the same basic thing. It just adds everything from the in column and deducts everything from the out column. So September 20th, when I get paid the 2230, I will start saving again. I won't be putting the full amount into my house savings because I do have the last bit of the credit card to clear. So I'll be putting £100 into my sinking fund and emergency fund, £200 in my Help to Buy ISA, £230 in additional house saving, £240 to finally clear the credit card, and that will give me £500 on my Monzo. So I'll be back to kind of like a normal month. And yeah, I'll start putting £875 into the joint account, and then finally in November I'll go up to putting £900 in the joint account. The reason that I'm increasing it in increments is A, because I'm broke this month, but B, we had a bit of a buffer there and our energy bill has just gone up by £100, so I need to like start increasing what I'm putting in to cover the increase in the energy bill. I then have a tab called Summary, which I don't really want to share, but basically it is everything that's currently in all of my savings accounts. So every month when I put the £200 in the Help to Buy ISA, the Summary tab updates to give me my total net worth. It's a very big word for someone with a small net worth as mine, but just the total amount that was in all of my savings, the total amount that's on all of my credit cards, anything like that. So I hope this has given you some ideas of how you might be able to budget your money. I would say that my #1 budgeting tip is to write down everything you've got coming in and everything you've got coming out. That is the crux of all budgeting. And then you obviously want to see if everything you've got coming in covers everything that you've got going out. If it doesn't cover, you either need to be spending less or making more to make that equation work. I know that's easier said than done in some situations, but yeah, that is just what I would say is a general good place to start in your budget. So I hope you guys found that helpful. If you want me to do a video on like my side hustles and the extra money that I make, etc., then please let me know and I can do that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in my next video.